Greetings, Wealthy Crown family. Welcome back to another episode on the Wealthy Crown podcast. If this is your very first time tuning in, we're so excited to have you. I want to encourage you to go ahead, become a part of this family and community by making sure that you follow, download the podcast. And if you're watching here on YouTube, subscribe. Hit that notification bell and also give this video a thumbs up. It's a good one. That way, you'll become a part of this family, but also you'll be notified each and every time that we go live. As we get ready to prepare for a new year, I'm so excited to have the opportunity to interview one of our clients who has just graduated from the inside of the Wealthy Crown Academy. And so we are going to just walk through her journey on today and share some insights on what she's been able to experience in her finances since connecting with us, in hopes that it will encourage and empower you along your financial journey as well. So as we go ahead to get started on today, I want our client to go ahead, introduce yourselves, and let everyone know who you are, where you're from, and something about yourself.
Well, my name is Megan. I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I currently am a nurse. Something about myself that I really love are dogs. I really love dogs. I will dog sit. I will do with pets. So
Yeah.
it's my passion. And I love animals.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And that's awesome that you know what your passion is. So I think that's something that's really, really great. And who knows, you can maybe earn some extra income on the side just from dog sitting. Okay. So kind of tell me how you heard about the Wealthy Crown, where you heard about us, and what made you feel comfortable in reaching out to us.
So, graduated nursing school last year. I heard about your company through a friend of mine. Her brother also went through your academy. And so when I heard that she did it, I'm like, I'm about to make all this money.
Mm, yep.
I need to figure out what I'm gonna do because I know I am a very impulsive shopper. So I don't need all the extra money when I had stuff that was more important. And so after a few months of like listening to her talk about it and her experience with it, I just was like, you know what? Just gonna go out there and do it. And that's what I did. I
Yes.
didn't have the money for it, but I let God handle it and it's
Woo. Yes, you are saying a mouthful. I love that. And yes, you came through as a referral. And this is why it's so important that we share with others, right? When we have a great experience and it's something that's adding value to our lives, that we share it with others. And so I'm so thankful for those referrals. And I'm thankful that you felt comfortable enough to reach out to us and give us a yes, to allow us to serve you. And so it sounds like you were at a place of transition. Like you were going from being in school to now it's time to make money. And so it sounds like you knew at that point that, hey, I need to get help in this area. So what were some of the things that you struggled with? I know you mentioned impulsive spending, right? So what were some of the things that you knew that you wanted to work on that you didn't want to take into your next season?
Um, well, the impulsive spending definitely. And working on like just being disciplined. I was going through when I reached out, I was going through a time of where I was trying to what's the words? I don't want to say, well, yeah, like find myself and create like better habits.
Yes.
And I felt like on top of creating a better habit with like my health and eating and
Mhm.
going back to the gym, being more physical, I felt like finances and going back to church and just bringing that environment back into my life was important too.
Yes.
That part was major for
Mhm.
me. It was the discipline and learning how to really like this is how I need to separate my money if I want that financial freedom, because you're not gonna have financial freedom going to Ulta every day.
Yes, yes. Ulta is gonna have all the money, right? And you won't, right? So it's finding and creating that balance. And so I love that. So you knew you were at a place where you needed the help. So I also want to ask you this because you was referred from someone else that you obviously had a relationship with that you trusted. So sometimes we can receive a referral, we'll outreach to someone based on someone else's word. And then when we connect with that company, connect with that person, it's just like, oh man, I don't know if this is for me. So kind of tell me with the referral that you received after connecting with me and we kind of, having our initial meetings, did you feel comfortable? Like, how did you know, like, yes, this is what I should be doing right now?
After our very first meeting about the company and all you do, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared. I was like, God, this is a lot of money, and I'm just now getting out of school. But you know what? I'm gonna just do it. That was how I did it, was because I just kind of took a leap out on faith on. I trusted listening to you talk,
Mm,
explain everything, made me comfortable enough to be like, okay, like if this is what I want, you gotta invest into yourself
mm,
sometimes. And so I felt like that was a moment where I had to just take a leap of faith and just jump in there. Because sometimes you interview people, you're interviewing people how they're interviewing you. And
good.
I just felt comfortable like listening to you talk. I didn't feel no, nothing else besides, okay, like this is legit. Let me do it. My
Yeah.
friends did it. So why be scared now? I already know wasted this lady's time talking to me. So yeah, I'm really glad that I did it, and I'm really glad that I can pass some of the things that I've learned on to other people.
Ooh.
So that
Uh,
was my
yeah, so taking that leap of faith and feeling that, it sounds like you felt that peace to move forward. Like it's like, okay, they're saying this is a safe place, this is an okay place, but now I have the opportunity to kind of meet with her one-on-one and say, yes, I know this is something I need to invest in. And so I want to applaud you because you are at a season where you just get out of school. So it's like you've been in a season of, focusing on your education, which sometimes that means we're not making as much as we normally make in that season. And
Mhm.
so I want to commend you on taking that leap of faith, but also it sounds like the investment that you made was well worth it. So we're going to get into some of the details of that. I do want to ask you, typically whenever clients come to us, they are focusing on the numbers. They're focusing on the debt and the amount of money that they make or the amount of money that they have or don't have. And so a part of our process with the Wealthy Crown Academy is the financial education, because our goal, as you talked about, when you get the education, it's in you, you have it, but also you're able to share it with others. So how important do you feel the teaching that you got from a biblical perspective and a practical perspective? Do you feel like that was an important part of this process for your financial transformation?
Yes, actually, because I didn't know that the Bible was talking about finances.
Mm.
I didn't know that at all. As much as I want to say I know stuff, I didn't
Mhm.
know that. And that to me played a big part. I am a number person, but I feel like with the lessons and us talking, I was able to understand the numbers better, if
Mm.
you want, if
Yeah.
that's how you want to say it.
Mhm.
I I feel like it also made me want to learn more about, okay, well, what is God really saying about
Wow.
finances, and how
Wow.
should I really be spending my money?
Mhm.
And I'm a giver,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I felt like that was I give a lot, just
Mhm.
how I spend.
Yes.
So I just felt like the lessons really helped me understand God a little better on top of understanding my money a little better.
Wow. You've said a lot. Understanding your money better, but also understanding God better. So it sounds like going through this process and receiving the teaching really made you want to know more about God and be more curious about what he has to say about your finances and your life, right?
Mm.
So tell me, out of the lessons, because we go over money mindset, money planning, financial breakthrough, financial wisdom, out of all the lessons that you were able to receive, which one stood out to you the most and do you believe had the most impact?
I think it's called the debt, the
Uh,
debt
Debt
video,
elimination. Yeah.
because again, it's a lot of spending over here. So and it kind of my mom, she budgets her own money, but she does it differently.
I see.
She had to learn on her own how to do it.
Yeah.
And so as I grew up, she was kind of teaching me, which helped me a lot because I could have been way worse than what I was.
Yes.
But I feel like when I came to you and you helped me, it was a shift.
Mm.
And so I feel like the debt part really runs kind of deep
Mm.
on my mom's end because she likes spending money just as well as I do. That's where I give it from. So
Yeah.
I feel like I've taught, well, not taught her, but I've expressed some of the things that I've done.
Yes.
And so she's taking it into consideration.
Iteration. So wait a minute. We are now okay. So that lets me know what we do here, there's a difference
Hmm.
because you said your mom is someone who she had to learn on her own, and you know what? I had the opportunity to actually meet your mom when we initially met. I was able to meet her, maybe not the first one, but the second meeting. Very nice woman. She was so kind to me. So I want to ask you, okay, what made you, because you have someone in your household, right, or that you're connected with, right, your mom, who's someone that's budgeting and had to learn a different way of how to do her finances, but now you've gone through the Wealthy Crown Academy and it sounds like you are now pouring back into her what you've learned. So what has been that difference?
She, hold on, let me see if I'm answering this question right. The difference between like how we're handling, like her
Mm-hmm.
way versus my way.
Yes, because you're saying she had her way, right? And you were learning, right? She planted the seed in you, right? And it sounds like we were able to come and water that seed, but it sounds like you've learned something to where now you're pouring in knowledge and wisdom into her for what you've gained. So what's that difference that you've gained that you're able to pour back into her?
So the difference would be, for an example, if I go to the mall, I see something that I like, or not like, but let's say I need some jeans or something.
Okay.
And I'm going, and American Eagle got the best jeans, but American Eagles also is expensive.
Mhm.
I don't really have the money for it, but my mom, she'll be like, okay, well, you got the money in your savings, we'll just replace it.
Mm.
You got your credit card, we'll just replace it when you get paid. Well, I would do that before coming. And I'm like, okay, well, I got it, I need it. Do I really need it, or do I just want some new jeans? And I'm just gonna take it from this account. I'm gonna pay for it, and then I got what I want or need, and then I just replace that money when I get paid. I was doing that a lot, and so I just seen like how. I mean, she's a travel nurse, so obviously it's easier for her to replace money and manage and all that stuff. She's making a whole bunch of money. I'm just in one area. And so I felt like when I came to you and I learned this other way of managing my money and actually like, this is what I'm finna stick to, and I can see the extra that I have within my check. And so that part helped me a lot. And I had to explain to her that even though you making all this money and you don't, I mean, she done paid off a whole lot of stuff. She done, managed her money out.
Yes.
She does, but she's not on like a limit. Let me put myself on a limit real quick, and then we could go from there and increase as time goes.
Yeah.
So that was the difference. Whereas she'll be like, "Oh, well, I got it over here. I'll just replace it." Where I'm like, now I'm like, "Well, I ain't got it. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh God, I gotta wait."
Because here's the thing. Sometimes, let me ask you this. When you would say, "Oh, I'm going to replace it," would you actually replace it?
I would replace like half of it.
Uh-huh.
So
Right?
it never was like the full amount.
Yes. And that is the danger. And that's how we get into debt.
Mhm.
That's it. And taking that time out to slow down. And, especially when it comes to saving and investing, you have to make up in your mind beforehand. I am not touching my savings unless there's an emergency or, something urgent that's really an urgent matter, right? You have to set those barriers up. And then, you know what? I do want this, but I have to figure out another way to get it outside of going into my savings. Because guess what? If I don't do that, I'm constantly dipping into the savings. And next thing you know, that
It's
10,000
gone. It's gone.
is gone. It's gone. So awesome. I love that. And I think that speaks volumes. And so you talked about, of course, through the education, getting it from a biblical perspective. It made you say, okay, what else is God saying about my finances? So do you feel like this journey and going through the Wealthy Crown Academy had any impact on your relationship with God and how you related to him?
Yes. I feel like it was a open door. It was opening a door for me because I had stopped going. I was so busy with nursing school. I wasn't going to church. I wasn't praying. I wasn't like invested
Mm.
into God.
Yeah.
So when I heard that the academy was actually like Christian based,
Mhm.
that was another big part that made me like, okay, it's two things at once that I'm trying to do, and here we go. He done laid it out on the table for me. So
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing to do, and it opened doors for me, and just going back to praying every day and going to church or trying to find a new church home. And just tithing again, just all that. I feel like it played, it was an open door. It was opening that door again for me to get back into my spirit.
Wow. Wow, that means a lot. Bigger than the results and everything, hearing that your connection with God has grown going throughout this process. And this is why I constantly say it's just different at the Wealthy Crown. There is the God factor, and that's something that, and I have to be bold and confident in what God has called me to do. You can't get that everywhere when it comes to not only impacting the numbers, but impacting your life and your relationship with God. So that's so beautiful. Thank you so much from sharing that. I'm with us just from going, working on your finances. Now your relationship with God has completely changed. So glory to God.
Mhm.
We are excited about that. And I know that as you continue on this journey, it's going to continue to grow, your connection with him. So now I want to talk a little bit more about the money and the numbers. Now, what we do on the inside of the Wealthy Crown Academy, you get the education, but then we have those one-on-one meetings. We help you put the money plan together and all those things. So, how beneficial was it to have those weekly accountability meetings along with getting the education along your journey?
I needed the accountability. I knew going in that I was gonna need somebody other than my mom, like managing my finances and helping me understand. And so those calls really do help. Because I would go do something, I'm like, now how I'm gonna explain this? So, and so I feel like it held me accountable and it helped me become more disciplined, which was my goal.
Right, right,
So,
right.
yeah, those calls help. Now the videos, just with my schedule, it was hard for me to try to keep up with them,
Mhm.
but I enjoyed them. I enjoyed when I did them on time. I
Mhm.
enjoyed them.
And you went back a few times and got caught up. So even if
Yeah.
you didn't get to it that week, and that's the beautiful thing about working with us, it's 8 lessons, but we have 4 months to get it done. So, you had and you were diligent about going back and listening to everything. So
They were really good videos. I really enjoyed it. I was telling people to log into my account and watch this video because
yeah.
it's good.
Yes.
And so I enjoyed those. My mom watched one of them with
Did
me.
she? Really? What did she
Uh, she enjoyed it. She was like, I need to tell your Amy about this. I was like, I already told her. She got to invest how I
say?
invested.
Yes.
This is my wealthy crowd.
I love it. Oh man, that is generational impact. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's so beautiful. I love that. So tell the people the financial results that you've seen in your finances. What were you able to accomplish over the last 4 months and going through the Wealthy Crown Academy?
Over the last 4 months, I
Mhm.
was able to eliminate two small debts that I had. It was either two or three.
Mhm.
It was two or three, like within the first like month and a
Mhm.
half,
Yeah.
maybe.
Mhm.
If the half is on there, but first month and a half, I had like a big trip within that time frame. And I was able to enjoy myself on the trip and pay for everything that needed to be paid for. I was able to, sorry,
You-
I was able to just enjoy my money a little better because when you don't put yourself on a limit and you don't account like how you have told me, when you can't account for all your money, you don't know where your money's going. And I feel like within those 4 months, making myself accountable for each dollar has helped me eliminate debt. It's helped me save for a trip. It's helped me still be able to do the things that I like doing, but also pay my bills on time and pay extra on debt that I didn't think that I was gonna be able to get down, especially my credit card.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I've come a long way in a short 4 months with
Yes.
handling my money and putting extra on things and still being able to have fun and do, just my everyday life stuff.
Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations. You've done a phenomenal job. So you mean to tell me you were able to focus on getting your finances together, reach your financial goals, and pay some things off. We were able to save some money too,
Oh
right?
yes, did save some
Yep.
money.
We saved money and you were able to do all that and still have fun.
Mhm.
Okay. Because most people think when it's time to focus on their finances, they have to eliminate all the fun just to focus on the finances.
No, you
No.
do not.
You do not. It's about having balance. You can absolutely do both, right? And one of the things that we say here at the Wealthy Crown is we don't tell our clients what to do with their finances.
Mhm.
They let us know these are my goals. And then we lay it out, say, hey, if you do this, this is what it's going to look like. If you spend this amount, this is what it's going to impact. And then from there, you're able to be in the driver's seat of your finances. And we just kind of support you along the way.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. So I want to talk about this a little bit too. You kind of hinted or talked about it previously, but finances can be very intimate, right? It's dealing with just really your heart. The Bible declares that, where your treasure is, your heart is going to be there also. So finances are very intimate. Did you feel safe, being in this environment? Did you ever feel, and when you had one of those moments of, how am I going to explain this? Did you feel judgment when you thought about that? Did you feel any, that we were going to judge you for any mistakes? Like, how did you feel walking through this process with us?
I never once felt judgment at all. I knew, I just felt like I'm just one of those people that gets inside of my head. And so I knew if I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, I knew I was gonna have to tell you. But when I told you, it was just like, oh, okay, like
Yep.
we'll figure out how we're gonna do this now. So I feel like I've taken on that aspect from this experience too, because like, okay, I just did something stupid. Like, let me, how can I recuperate? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and, dwell over it. Like, let me sit back down and really be disciplined. Like, this is what my goal is. It made me, when I came to you, I knew like, okay, I got goals. Like, she's gonna remind me of these goals.
Yeah.
To stay on track. And that's why the accountability calls was great for me. Because I feel like if I did do something, I was able to come and tell you without feeling scared or anything. And you helped me like fix it. Teach me, okay,
Yes.
let's do better next time.
Yes, and that's part of our job. We're here to partner with you. And it's so important when, you want to reach certain goals in your finances, you feel like you're not in a certain place, you're already dealing with a certain amount of shame and guilt. You don't need anyone beating you over the head. You need someone that says, listen, it's okay. Let's figure out how we can fix it. And we know what we need to do differently next time. It's a journey. And I say this all the time because I went through it myself. I have not only the passion, right, to help you, but the compassion, right? And I serve out of a place of love because I understand. So I'm able to help you when we make those mistakes, get down on our hands and knees. Let's clean it up. All right, now let's get everything together. Let's get back on a plan and get organized and let's move forward. So I want you, if there's some,
Hard.
yeah, say that again.
Definitely hard starting off. It's hard making the transition.
Yep.
But once you make the transition and accept the fact that, like, okay, this is what I'm really doing, and if I want to accomplish all these things, and I want the financial freedom, like, okay, I really have to, I got to do it.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that I experienced was the very first like 2 or 3 times I was like, man, I don't know if this gonna work, but I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Yes.
Where it go? And I see it. I see it with my boyfriend when I try to help him. It's hard. It's a hard transition when it's something new to you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
keep going.
Yep. You got to keep going. And this is why God has to be in it, because he gives us the help, the wisdom, the strength that we need to do what we know we need to do, but we might not have the strength to do it. And so this is why we pray each and every time we meet. We pray going in, we pray going out, because God, we can look at all the numbers. My knowledge, my opinion is not going to help you if God does not give us the wisdom that we need in order to just walk out this process and stick to it. And you said something so key. You just got to keep going. You make a mistake, you fall, you have to keep going. Recently, the Holy Spirit said to me, he said, quitters don't receive a harvest. Quitters don't receive a harvest. And so no matter where you are on this journey, you just have to pick up and you have to keep going, but also make sure you have the right help. Right? Because you were able to in the very beginning, because we have those accountability meetings. It sounds like you had somewhere that it's just like trying to walk or ride a bike. You had a safe place to kind of, because it's different when you're out there by yourself trying to clean things up, right? Than having a safe place. So if someone is listening to the podcast on today and they've been following us and they know God has led them here, they know they need help, but they're struggling or they're trying to figure it out on their own. what kind of encouragement or what would you say to them to let them know this is where they need to be at the Wealthy Crown?
I would say anything Christian based, and that's what they push before what their profession. I feel like that's a good sign, and that is what pushed me to keep going, because that's what I want. If you don't want to learn God, and if you don't want to, get a different outlook on just him and his journey, then you're not gonna enjoy this academy, because this is what you got to have God in order to manage your finances and just your life in general.
Yeah.
So I encourage everybody to at least give it a try, to call you and have that first time meeting, because it'll show a lot, and it's very safe. It's no judgment. Um, and you're gonna experience a lot within a short amount of time, and your whole financial life will change.
Mhm.
That's what I would say. I say jump in there and invest in yourself, because it's worth it.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. I love that. Megan, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited about as you continue on this journey, what God is going to do in and through your life. And as we get ready to wrap up on today, of course, thank you so much for being willing to share your testimony and to help others that are listening out there. As we get ready to wrap up today, is there anything else that you would like to say before we close out this time together?
I want to say thank you so much for bearing with me. Even though I may not be the worst person you've dealt with, but I am mentally unlocked.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say thank you for encouraging me and believing in me and just pushing me overall to be a better person, and not to push anything on me, because at first I wasn't going to church, I wasn't doing none of that. And you spoke about it the first time, but then after that you were just like, okay, like she'll come around almost. And if she don't, then she don't. She got the experience and it helped her. But it was just the seed. You gotta plant the seed. So I just wanted to say thank you a lot. I really enjoyed it. And I will be trying to refer people because I think it's very beneficial
Yeah.
for everyone to learn about it.
Yeah.
So
Megan, you just blessed me with that. Because you're right. Um, my job is not to push anything on you, right? My job is to say, hey, I think this will be nice for you. And so thank you for acknowledging that. It's been an honor to serve you and to be a part of your journey. Of course, we are here for you. And if there's anything that you need, we are definitely here to support you. I'm so proud of you, and just thank you. Thank you.
thanks.
Yes. All right, family. Well, you just listened to another episode of the Wealthy Crown podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, we're going to leave some information below. We recently have some changes, and so we're going to be sharing more about our upcoming Kingdom Finances 3-day corporate fast. You can join that. And then also in October, we are opening up our membership here at the Wealthy Crown. So we'll leave all the details below. So if you need to connect with us in any way, please see the links in today's show notes. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.